Hello, it is Big Cheds. I'm coming to you on Monday, September 13th, 2021. This is lesson 6 in a 50-part free video series here on my YouTube channel based on the book Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. There were a lot of people, when the book first came out, there were a lot of people asking for an audible version, and I don't have one, so I thought maybe I could do a video version and talk about the book and talk through it. There are also people who, for whatever reason, have issues where they can't get the book in whatever country they are in. So that's why I decided to come up with this free format for the video. I'll be reading through the book directly from the book. Those of you who have it can kind of follow along with me. But this allows me the opportunity to take my words, to expand them, and hopefully have more impact with them. I hope you've enjoyed the first 5 videos I have put out. Just to remind you, you can find me on Twitter. I am at Big Cheds. I think that's where most of you know me from. The book is available right now on Amazon, Trading Wisdom. The reviews are great. I'm very pleased and honored by the positive feedback from the community. So please do check out some of those reviews if that would help you make your decision. Before this, just to let you know, I'm also a cancer survivor. I battled cancer. I'm giving this book away for free, My Battles with Cancer. So if you know someone who's dealing with cancer, if you know someone, let's remove that. If you know someone who's fighting cancer, who has a loved one who's fighting cancer, please reach out to me. And I want to try to find a way to get that book to you. I can email it to you. If you're interested in what I do, more of these videos, I'm on YouTube, of course, at Cheds Trading. Please hit that like. Please hit that subscribe button. That will help me out. I have a playlist under playlist of Trading Wisdom. So we have the first 5 lessons. This will be lesson 6. This video will be uploaded, added to this playlist. I also have another playlist, Educational Live Streams. I do these every 6 to 8 weeks or so. I do kind of a deep look at the crypto market. I explain my trading style. I walk through what to look for, how to develop trades. And I'm really trying to teach you from really a most basic level all the way up to advanced. I really enjoy those, but I do them infrequently because twice a week I do those types of updates on Bitcoin Live. I'm a founding analyst at Bitcoin Live, the best-in-class educational platform for crypto. So I definitely would encourage you to check that out if you're interested in learning more and if you like my analysis. So that's basically how we got here. Why I'm doing this is that the book, the book has been successful, but there are people who can't get the book. So I've been reading it, and let's just jump right into that. Let's bring that right over there. We'll get this party started. So there we go. So what I like to do every time is I read from the About the Author and the introduction section. I don't know how many videos people are watching. If you've seen this before, usually you can skip through to about the 5-minute mark on this video. But just to give you, to kind of set the table and tell you a little bit about myself, I love trading, and I've been doing it for many years. My formal training is with Japanese candlesticks and classical charting, so that's Eastern and Western, and I'm certified as a CMT, or Chartered Market Technician, Level 1. My educational background in psychology, that's what I studied in college, and brief career as an amateur poker player also guide my approach, paying proper respect to risk management and the study of one's opponent. As a side note, I'm actually now working on another trading book, and it kind of examines, the intersection between poker and trading. On Twitter is where I am most well known and can be found at Big Cheds. I am also a proud founding analyst at Bitcoin Live, the best-in-class educational platform for crypto. This is my second book. My first published work was a memoir titled My Battles with Cancer, a candid patient and caregiver's memoir. So let's continue on. Introduction. Let's just get that. You can read the whole thing. You can pause it and read it. And this is essentially why I wrote the book, and a little bit about my style. My early days of trading were filled with frustration, confusion, and constant losses. Believe me. After making some of the same mistakes over and over again, I began to adapt and learned a few tricks to minimize my losses. As I began passing these tricks on to my fellow traders through my Twitter account and blog, chedstrading.blogspot.com. Check out that URL. I haven't really updated it in many years, but there is still a decent amount of beginner information there if you want to check that out. And it launched me on a path of learning and teaching. With enough time, that path led to dedicated studies of Japanese candlesticks and classical charting, and ultimately CMT certification. My career and brand have been built on helping new traders avoid my old mistakes. And this book is a natural extension of those efforts. So now you kind of get a sense of where this came from. This book is also a natural extension of my Complete Beginner's Guide to Trading that I wrote back in 2017. It's on that blog, when I was undergoing chemotherapy for lymphoma. I subsequently beat my cancer and wrote a book about that experience, the one I talked about earlier, and have since continued to grow in my journey as a trader and teacher, building on my years of work with my Twitter account, learning blog, and various other writings on trading subjects. I am happy to now bring together in one place all those bits and pieces that have helped to make me a successful trader. That's what this book is. I have personally made every single mistake mentioned in this book multiple times, and therefore can speak from the heart, which I hope makes each lesson a little bit easier to learn. Thank you for reading, and best of luck in your journey. So thank you for reading. Thank you for watching. Some people may ask, by the way, the mask is for privacy. So we'll get that out of the way. Let's just jump right in here to lesson 6. What I like to do is leave it here on the table of contents. I will expand this a little bit so you can see a few more of the chapters. So here we go. Leave it right there. Actually, it didn't work out perfectly the way I wanted. Well, here are some of the other chapters. If you want to take a look, you can just pause it and kind of leave it right there. I'll go back and, as I originally planned, and leave it right there. So we're at chapter 6, lesson 6, experience comes first. Last time we did go easy on yourself. So if you're reading along at home, please go ahead and turn to page 21. Starting out the chapter with a quote. As always, knowing the rules is what gets you to the table. Experience is what keeps you at the table as you manage risk and wait for good opportunities. End quote. From the book, the best way to stay at the table is to properly manage your funds based on an understanding of the risk reward offered by each type of trading setup. How does one develop the ability to discern where true value lies? The answer is through the study of classical charting, Japanese candlestick, Elliott waves, or other methods of technical analysis. With some hard work and dedicated practice, you too can learn how to understand the ebb and flow of price action. So what I'm saying here is I'm making the point. I start out with, I say, knowing the rules is what gets you to the table, right? That's just like knowing how to enter an order, knowing how to fund your account, understanding just the basics, literally, of just how to execute a trade, how to enter something, how to exit it, even how to put in a stop loss, all that stuff. Experience is what keeps you at the table as you manage risk and wait for good opportunities. So, it's also like poker. It takes a minute to learn, a lifetime to master. You can know how to enter a trade, but it's the experience to know when to enter a trade, to understand where the opportunity is, to know that you want to be buying weakness in an uptrend, to know that you want to be selling strength in a downtrend, you want to be trading with the trend, all the things I've talked about in my videos, all the things I've talked about in this book. That's where the experience, and that experience comes first. It comes, and you only get there. I talk about it. I ask, how do you develop that ability to know? You have to study. You really have to study. You have to read textbooks. You have to practice. You have to watch videos on YouTube. You have to really put in the time and put in the work. So the experience comes first. So It's not enough just to know how to trade. You need to learn how to manage your risk, understand how to identify good opportunities when they present themselves. Back to the book, quote, "The minute you stop learning is the minute you give up on yourself," end quote, in the book. Most people start out trading as a hobby and have a high expectation of losing money. They may have some hope of getting lucky and winning, but know that they lack the experience required to trade as a professional would. After picking up a few tricks here and there, some of these new traders decide to take this hobby to the next level by studying hard and practicing over and over. So the minute you stop learning is the minute you give up on yourself. It doesn't matter how good a trader you are. Many of you listening probably are a better trader than I am. But you've got in that way because you're continuing to learn. You're continuing to expand your knowledge base. You're continuing to practice. And I make the point. Take the example of, like, if you go to the casino. Some people go to the casino with $100 and they say, I'm gonna spend the $100 by playing, and I'm gonna expect to lose. Right? I'm gonna play some blackjack till I lose, or I'm gonna play slots, until I lose. And you're playing a game with a house edge, not a player edge. So you know that eventually you're going to lose the money, or you'll probably lose it. You think, I might get lucky, in the short term, but I'll probably lose the money, right? But someone else might say, I'm not just going to do that. I'm going to respect my money. I'm going to identify a game, maybe like poker. I guess I'm talking about it a lot today. I'm going to develop a game like poker where you can have an edge against other people, where you're not trading against the house. And, you take it seriously. You've studied it. You find the right game that you want to play. You understand how to manage your risk. You understand the rules, and you identify opportunity. That's from that experience. And that's how you do it. I say in the book, after picking up a few tricks here and there, some of these new traders decide to take this hobby to the next level by studying hard and practicing over and over. So don't feel helpless. Don't throw up your hands and say it's all a gamble anyway. It's all a risk. Technical analysis doesn't work. It's nothing. None of it's good. It's all a gamble. If you want to do that, fine, but you're not going to make it. All right. But if you want to make it, you can take this hobby seriously. Take that hobby to the next level by studying, by understanding risk management, and by expanding your knowledge base. Back to the book. When you think about your time away from the physical process of trading, right, actually sitting at the computer, think about your time away. How much effort, this is the question I'm asking in the book, how much effort are you exerting to improve your craft? Are you studying textbooks and watching educational videos on technical analysis? This is page 22. Are you taking time out of your weekend to identify key chart price levels for the following week's action? That's the question, right? Have you put in the time? Are you just trading and then walking away, living your life, and then coming back and trying to nail a trade next time without doing anything in between, without studying any charts, without studying any textbooks? You're probably not going to make it, right? That's part of the experience. There's the experience from actually trading, then there's the experience of studying. Experience comes first. You need to take it seriously. You need to put in the time to learn. Back to the book, the quote, if you survive a bad trading mistake, and this is kind of on the topic of experience. This is a really important concept. If you survive a bad trading mistake, then you have paid for that lesson. Don't let it go to waste. Let me read that again. Quote, if you survive a bad trading mistake, then you have paid for that lesson. Don't let it go to waste. So let's say you jump in too early and you don't manage your stop loss. The price goes way down, but then it comes back and all of a sudden you get back to even, and maybe you can exit for even or a little bit of a profit. Like, you survived that mistake. Don't just say, all right, cool, I'm going to repeat that. No, you say, wow, I really should have managed my risk. I really should have stuck to my stop loss. Next time, I'm going to wait a little bit more before entering. You recognize that you jumped in too early. You jumped in before there was confirmation, right? You jumped in at the top of the pump. Whatever mistake you made, if you make a trading mistake and you survive it, because that will happen, you can get lucky, the market can reverse. Like if you make a bad mistake, but you survived it, you still have funds. Even if you lost money, it's a little bit, and you still have more funds. Like you paid for that mistake. So you want to think about it that way. When you make a mistake, you've paid for it. And especially, I'd say it's even a better example is if you lose money on the trade. Like if you lose money on that trade, but you survived it, like you at least cut your loss at a certain point, you still got some funds. Like you paid for that experience, the experience of making a mistake, and you have to draw a lesson from it. You have to learn from it. So every single trade can teach you something, whether it be about yourself or about the market, about your method. When you survive it, learn from it. You paid for that mistake. Don't let that go to waste, right? Don't keep paying to make the same mistake. I mean, that's insanity. Back to the book. Whether it be technical knowledge or proper risk management strategies that you are lacking, you should never be afraid to ask for the help you need. Put in the work to improve your craft, taking advantage of the many great people and organizations out there willing to help you. So part of the experience is reading textbooks. Part of the experience is learning from your mistakes. And part of the experience is looking for good sources of information, YouTube channels, certain people on social media. Not everyone, of course, but there are good people. Learning from teachers, right? And asking for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It doesn't mean you might get rude responses. People might say that's a dumb question. Like whatever, ignore them, mute them, move on. But keep asking questions, and that you have to ask the questions to get the answers. And part of the learning is even formulating the question, even coming up with the question. It shows that you're trying to learn. You're trying to figure out what's going on. So you have to also ask the question. Don't be afraid to ask for the help you need. Whether there's groups out there, good trading groups, seek out that information. Seek out good organizations, good groups of people to help you. Back to the book. I say, on the other hand, having all the best teachers and learning materials available will mean almost nothing if you do not put in the effort it takes to succeed, right? So you can have the best paid group in the world. You could have the best educational group in the world. Bitcoin Live, by the way. You could have the best resources available, but if you're not doing anything, if you're not taking the time to understand that information, if you're not applying risk management, it's useless, right? It doesn't matter if you don't put in the effort it takes to learn the craft. All those signals are useless, right? And that's why I often talk about my method is I want to teach people how to fish. I don't want to hand you a fish. I don't want to tell you where to trade. I do occasionally give trades, but I really want to teach you to identify when a trend is strengthening or weakening. I want to teach you how to identify your own trading method, key points in the chart. So you have to do it. It doesn't matter how good the resources are around you, how good those groups are. Unless you put in the effort and you put in the time, it's not going to work. Back to the book. Over time, your results will be your body of work. Over time, your results will be your body of work. That's your body of work, is your results. Don't ignore them. This is not in the book. It's B saying, don't ignore them. Face them head on. Identify what you did right, what you did wrong. That's your body of work. Back to the book. Push yourself as hard as you can to survive and thrive as a trader. Survive and thrive. You survive if you make a trading mistake, and you still survived. Either you got lucky, it went back to even, or you cut for a loss and you still have funds and you're still trading. If you survive that mistake, then you can learn. So you have to survive first. That's the first thing. Then you can thrive. All right? So you got to put in that time and effort. Back to the quote. Back to the book. We end the chapter with a quote. No skill worth having can be achieved without practice. That includes trading, right? No skill worth having can be achieved without practice. Piano, basketball, poker, trading, anything. So don't get frustrated. Don't give up. Understand that you have to put in a lot of time and work. So that's all you can do is give yourself the best chance to succeed by putting in the time and effort, by studying hard and looking for some resources, good sources to help you out and give you ideas. This is lesson 6 of the free version of my book, Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. I talked about earlier, just to remind you, I am on Twitter at Big Cheds. I think that's where most of you know me from. The book is available right now, this very moment, on Amazon at Trading Wisdom, Kindle and paperback. Some of you, a small percentage, can't buy it based on whatever country you're in. So hopefully this free version, the videos, will help you out. I have the playlist on my YouTube channel for Trading Wisdom. My YouTube channel is Ched's Trading. Please do hit subscribe. Please do hit that like button. I mentioned earlier, I am a cancer survivor. I am happy to get this book out to you if you know anyone who's fighting cancer, going through it. It's my experiences as a patient and a caregiver. That was my first book. Just reach out to me, find me on Twitter. I'll be happy to send you the book. If you like what I do, I have a series of educational live streams on my YouTube channel. These are every 6 to 8 weeks, maybe longer. I really stretch it out because I do long form premium analysis twice a week on Bitcoin Live. Best in class educational platform for crypto. I am a founding analyst. That's something I'm incredibly proud of. I'm just one of many contributors. You can see up here, Peter Brandt, Bob Lucas, Dean, Mark, Axel, and others. We just have a really great team. Definitely encourage you check that out. Link will be in the description. But this is all about trading wisdom. This is why we're here. This is my free version of the book. Thank you for watching. I hope everyone is doing well out there, and I will see you again soon. Big Cheds out.